up, guys? Today I'm doing another commentary video. I'm sorry for my absence. I apologize for my absence. I wasn't posting a week ago because since of that little TikTok ban situation. My main editing app is CapCut. Also, once it was down, I couldn't edit anything. Also last week my phone broke. I've had it for 2 months. And the camera, the back camera, like this bottom camera broke, and so I had to go to the mall. I explained it all on my podcast that I posted today on Pretty Open Minded. That's on YouTube and on Spotify, so follow me on both of those platforms. So yeah, but that's what happened. That's why I didn't post. It was a little annoying and frustrating because I kept getting different prices on everything, and I was really worried about CapCut because it was down days after the little stunt was lifted. I think it just started like working for me today. So yeah, so if you're new, subscribe, like this video, comment, check out my other videos if you haven't already. Make sure you check out my podcast, Pretty Open Minded, on Spotify and on YouTube. Check out my socials, everything's linked down below. Well, you won't be able to find my main Instagram account because I deactivated it like a couple weeks ago. And honestly, I haven't really been on Instagram, and honestly I feel like there's been a change. I personally like it like that. So yeah, turning post notifications, all that good stuff. So we're gonna be talking about this little situation that I don't feel like a lot of people are talking about, but I kept seeing this video surfacing about this one girl that basically she feels like she got Bell's palsy from the skincare device. I actually never heard of Medicube before, but I'm gonna be talking about it really quickly. So she came out with the video claiming that a product called Medicube Age-R Booster Pro was causing her severe health issues. Her video blew up from it. She was basically very vulnerable about why she feels like this product gave her Bell's palsy, because she didn't have it before, is what I was remembering. And then when she started using it, she noticed that her face was drooping a lot, and I was like, okay, that's interesting. People don't know actually the real cause of Bell's palsy. Like, anyone can get it at any age. I've heard it a few times from people. Like, I don't know if you guys know who Aslia Williams is, but she's a lifestyle YouTuber. She got it maybe a year or two ago. She like actually posted videos of her experience with it, but that was when I think she was living in Miami, and I feel like when she was away from her family she probably was experiencing a lot of stress. So she was talking about how she was feeling really insecure about it because, you know, one side of her face was drooping. And basically when you have Bell's palsy, like basically one side of your face is basically like temporarily paralyzed. It can go away, but I don't know if it goes away with treatment or managing stress. People keep thinking it's because of stress, but I also heard of someone else having it, and I think it was Justin Bieber. He talked about it, and it probably was from stress too. I feel like stress is a common factor in a lot of things.
TikTok, I am coming on here to talk about something that has happened to me, and this is just literally from my experience. And you know what, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, I have filmed this video like 700 times and I don't care anymore. This is the last video that I'm filming. I'm gonna try to put as much information in this video as I can. So yeah, it is what it is. So quick background story. As you can tell, the state of my face, I am paralyzed on this side of my face. This is a temporary paralyzation or paralyzes or whatever. English is not my first language. That is called Bell's palsy. Bell's palsy is a facial nerve inflammatory shit that can be triggered by multiple different reasons. Personally speaking, I'm not coming on here to show you guys my tears and the way that I look just for the sake of it. I don't need the fucking views, I don't need the fucking followers, I don't need any of it. I'm just so fucking sick and tired of seeing this stupid Medicube Pro boosted device being promoted on TikTok and tons of people buying it, and this is the result of what happened to me after 2 days of using it. 2 days. On level 1, by the way. For anyone who has that device, you will understand what I mean with level 1. I have been using that for 2 days, and literally 12 to 24 hours later, I ended up being in hospital, being diagnosed with this. Am I sitting here and saying this is the fault of Medicube? Never came out of my mouth. All I'm saying is that, look at me. I can't even blink. Like, I can't even blink. Like, looking like this and having to film this has been one of the hardest things for me to do. And if it wasn't for my friends who've been pushing me to do this and make this awareness for other people to stop them, I would have never put myself out there on social media for anyone to see the way that I look. I think we should be extremely careful with the things that we are blindly following on fucking TikTok, and we should be actually taking things into consideration. Like, we need to do some background information about these devices and the shit that they put into it, because there's not a lot of information about this Medicube Pro booster thing, other than thousands and thousands of people buying it. Some people it works out really well for them, some people not a lot of information about it, what it does to you. Me, I'm speaking from a personal perspective. I personally think that the frequencies that were in that device were extremely harsh, and I was using level 1. Don't know how influencers are using level 5. Crazy. I wasn't using it often. I wasn't doing it 3 times a fucking day. I was just trying it out, and it clearly didn't work out for me. So I have been staying up all night looking into information on it on Reddit, and I don't even use Reddit. Like, I've been advised to look into Reddit, and I have seen people saying that they felt paralyzed in their face, they felt numbness in their face, someone ended up being blind on their face. I don't know if this is all things that we can prove, and we're dealing with a company that's extremely big and extremely popular, and they might actually sue me for making this video, but honest to God, I don't give a fuck. Like, I feel like people really need to know about this shit before you spend your hard work and diamond money in it. There is not a lot of safety information about this device. Yes, it gives you the little caution of, if you have this and this, don't do it, but what frequencies or vibrations, or what is in that device that is what is it doing to my face? Because as you can clearly tell, it's not doing a lot of fucking good shit for my face. I'm on fucking steroids because of this shit, and yes, it's going to take some time for it to fade away. Yes, there could have been different factors that could have probably triggered this, but I'm telling you that this shit happened to me 2 days after I used that device.
And there was also another woman that came out that said that she was using it for like a week, and she was going to talk about her little, like, what is it called, her results. And then she cuts the video and she's like, yeah, I'm not going to show you guys the results. And then she basically said that she had to go to the ER after using this said Medicube facial device thing, because she stated that she had so much inflammation onto her nerves that one of her eyes was drooping. And then she went to the ER, and the nurses were worried that she was having a brain aneurysm. She had to get a MRI done to see if she had any permanent damage from her nerves being inflamed. And when she was showing the video, the pictures of, what's it called, of how her eyes were like very different, like one eye was like very yellowish and the other eye was looking normal. So I thought that was very interesting too. I've never seen that.
Okay, so I just got home from work and I got my Medicube device in. So I'm going to do like a before and after. I'm going to give it about a week. Yeah, so there will be no update on this device. I'm currently packing it up and sending it back. It is 12:30 in the morning. Just got back from the ER. This device caused so much nerve inflammation in my face that my eyelid started drooping, my pupil was dilated, I was having a hard time seeing, there's pressure on my face. The nurse at urgent care thought I was having a brain aneurysm and sent me to the ER. Turns out it's inflammation from this device. I have to go see a specialist tomorrow and possibly get an MRI. Hopefully I don't have any permanent damage from this, but nowhere on the box does it state that it can give you nerve damage. Nowhere does it say it will irritate a nerve. I'm not risking permanent damage over skincare. It is not worth it. Now I just wanted to throw up a photo of what my eye looked like while I was onto the ER, but I also wanted to say that I follow this device to a T. I did the settings it told me to, how often it told me to do it, for how long, and what level. The reason why I wasn't very concerned at first about the irritation was because everything on the website said that this was completely normal to have a little bit of pain around the teeth and the eyes and forehead. But nowhere did it state that it could inflame a nerve. It says it was too low to do something like that, but it does happen, it can happen, please be careful.
Crazy part is that she followed every instruction down to a T when it came to using the product. I don't know about the other girl. I can't remember everything because it's a 6-minute video and it's kind of hard to get through because, again, it's a 6-minute video and I have a very short attention span. So I just remember, like, this second girl vividly said that she used, like, she followed the directions and she still got the results. I'm pretty sure these people were not trying to bash the company, but the fact that there's been several videos of people saying like, yeah, I'm gonna still use it even though like it makes my eyes twitch.
Hey, how y'all doing?
I watched some videos of people of how they use it, and bro, it looks very, 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 very rough on the skin. It's supposed to be a Korean skincare device that's supposed to help you with absorbing your product better, and it's supposed to be an anti-aging product thing. So I was like, what the hell? I don't really get the point. I'm always seeing a new device being promoted on TikTok, like literally every other week, and it never drives me to buy it because I'm just like, I'm 24, I don't need anti-aging products right now. Like, I don't even think they're like worth it, but I feel like people would go to those type of devices because they don't want to pay for Botox, and it's probably like the easier option. But a lot of people do get Botox and facelifts at my age, and it's kind of crazy because honestly, like, I feel like social media puts a lot of pressure on us, especially when you're like in your early 20s. They make it seem like when you literally turn 20 years old that you're literally like someone's grandma. It doesn't make sense to me. It never made sense to me because like when I look at it and I'm like, I'm 24, I've been on this earth for almost 25 years, and I don't feel like that is like old. I felt like, you know, I started feeling old when I was like 23, and like it really wasn't that big of a deal. I feel like it was because I was reading a lot of posts about people feeling old and ancient and washed up at, you know, at my age, and it kind of makes you feel bad because like you see all these little kids using all these skincare products, these retinol products, these 6-year-olds using literally heavy ass skincare products because they're afraid of aging, because they're so like chronically online that they're like, oh my god, I need to do all these things so I could stay looking 6 years old forever. Like, bro, I'm 24, okay, and people still think I'm in high school. Okay, I've looked the same my whole life pretty much. I mean, granted, I've grown into my features a lot more, but it's not a bad thing to look young. I used to be like, oh my god, I hated when people used to be like, let me see your ID, let me see your ID, I need to know if you're an adult. Whenever I would go to like what is it called, a liquor store or something, because people would really like, even now, like, people still think I'm a child. So it's flattering, but back then I used to be like, that shit is so effing annoying to me. Like, I actually hate it. But I should actually find it flattering, because I know that there's a lot of people that wish that they still look like that. But also, like, a lot of my family members look good for their age. Like, I don't really feel like a lot of my family members have wrinkles and shit like that. So I feel like, you know, you just have to take care of yourself and have a good diet, workout, all that stuff, so you don't have to keep worrying about stuff like this. I feel like we're so chronically online and we believe every little thing that's being shown. Like, it is really not the end of the world when you're 20, 21, 22, 23, all the way up to freaking 30 even. Like, it's really not the end of the world. Like, you are not knocking on death's door when you are 20 years old. And I feel like people need to hear that. I feel like there's more videos being pushed out all the time about how you need to be looking 19 forever. I don't feel like I look the same as I did when I was 19. Like, they're always popping up too. You know those little, like, what is it called? Like, these little, like, these thingies right here? They're always showing pictures from, like, 2019 for some reason. And I don't feel like I look the same from when I did when I was 19 to now. So that's almost 6 years ago. And, like, I could tell the mindset I was in. Bro, I was freaking breaking out like crazy in that stage. And I honestly never thought I would see a day of having clear skin. Like, I just looked really inflamed all the time. And honestly, like, I didn't do all those anti-aging shits. I just was always stressed out. And what helped, honestly, feeling youthful and looking good like this again, was not fucking with like shitty ass people. Honestly, like, boy problems really gave me acne. Granted, my last relationship was probably the only relationship I was ever in that never gave me acne. But if I start getting acne again, right here and right here and right here, then bitch, I'm unhappy. Okay? So literally keep that in mind. You don't need retinol, you don't need freaking, what is it, collagen or whatever you want to call it. Literally just enjoy your youth. Enjoy your youth. Because I feel like we are so trapped in this mindset that we're getting older. And yes, granted, it is scary getting older, but I feel like we need to enjoy ourselves and be more present, because I feel like the more we doom scroll, I feel like our time is just being wasted. And I'm not the greatest person to be advocating about this, but I do doom scroll a lot. I do. But I feel like you get in your head a lot whenever you see things like this. And I feel like, you know, I'm not shitting on the women that decided to go this route and use skincare products. Like, everyone gets influenced by something on TikTok. It's not the end of the world. Like, it's just, it depends, you know, because sometimes an expense, it costs your health. And I just feel like you need to be wary about what you're putting on your body. Like, TikTok Shop kind of freaks me out, and I think they did get it from TikTok Shop, because when I did look up their TikTok, they do have like a little TikTok shop that you can just buy their stuff, and I think it retails for like $200. They have like skincare, like washes and shit like that. So yeah, the company came back with a, what is it called, a statement saying that there's a lot of misinformation being spread about this skincare product, because a lot of people are like telling the first girl that blew up from her experience with the Medicube, they were telling her to like sue the company, which, you know, honestly I would too. I would be concerned, because if I was to use a skincare product and then I notice like immediate results, like something as severe as that, like the inflammation of the nerve, which I never even heard of before, I would be like, oh my god, I need to stop using this immediately. Like, don't keep using it if something is like not right. Because me, like, I had a little dummy moment last month, or even this month at best, okay? I had contact dermatitis, okay, from doing my nails for the very first time. And I got this like builder gel from, what is it called, from Amazon, that I got for Christmas. My mom got it for me because I thought it was like a good quality one. There had a lot of reviews, and I used it, right? Bitch, my skin was bubbling for weeks. My skin was bubbling. They were red. They've been flaking still, but they're not at the point that they were before. It was blistering. I had videos like documenting what was going on, because I did not know what was going on. So I posted about it on one of my TikTok accounts, and this woman was like, yeah, she was like a nail artist, and she was like, yeah, you have contact dermatitis, and you know, you should not be using nails for a while. And I felt like it was the end of the world. That's why I've been looking bare for a while, because like I had contact dermatitis, and if you know it, like, you'll understand the pain. It's very uncomfortable. What helped me with the inflammation of my hands was what's it called, putting your hand in ice. It helps with the itching, because all you want to do is itch. All you want to do is itch. And I was literally like doing this shit for a while, like, because like using my fingers was not enough. So like I was itching all over the place, like all over my hands, all over my fingers. And I think it was the builder gel, but I went in there second time, try to be more careful using it, try not to get out on my skin, because the first time it did get on my skin, I believe, and that's where I ended up in that predicament. But then I used it again and tried to be a little bit more safer, and it still made my skin have that reaction. So don't be like me. You know, when you start seeing like a reaction, do not keep using it, because I gave myself like a 2-day break, and then I started using it again, and because I just miss my nails. Like, I literally feel like I don't know who I am anymore, because like I used to do this to soothe myself, and since I don't hear that clacking noise, I feel like it's just so weird. I do get scared of stuff like that, seeing like stuff from TikTok shop. There's always something that's being promoted. I remember when there was an anti-wrinkle straw, and people my age were using it because they didn't want to get wrinkles right here. Because I guess that's the first place it starts, is when you age, is get wrinkles right here. And honestly, I feel like we don't embrace aging, okay? I feel like I've always kind of been aging because I've always had gray hair, so in a way I am aging. People said it was a sign of, what is it called, wisdom, but I've been having gray hair since I was 10 years old, and honestly I kind of look forward to how my hair would look with all gray. I feel like it would look really cool, honestly, because especially since I'm constantly coloring it, and I don't try to go for like my natural hair color. I just touched it up, but it doesn't even look like I did, because like I have to do it a couple times so the hair color can lift. So it's kind of annoying, but I feel like we should embrace it and not feel like every time we turn a number it's like the end of the world, because it is a privilege to age. It's always good to see people live out their whole life and hopefully get to do everything they've always wanted to do, and have no regrets, because there's always people that are always like, I wish I did this, I wish I did that. And hopefully you are get to do that and you don't have to like wait until the last minute. But it does get like sad, because I feel like the people that are worried about aging is like getting younger and younger, and I think there's a lot more pressure on women because, you know, society made it seem like you have to look presentable and you have to look youthful for the rest of your life. And you know, if you start looking like, my camera's dying, if you start looking washed up, then you start getting treated horribly. You only have one life, and I don't feel like you should waste it worrying about wrinkles when you're 20 years old. Like, you can use collagen, you can use things to, I guess, make you feel like you're doing something, but you really shouldn't be spending your whole life just like focusing on, I guess, the external, what am I trying to say, like the wrong things in life. Like, you should be worried about like other things other than like having to worry about aging. Like, there's so many other things to worry about in the world right now. It's so weird how people's priorities are, but I've seen so many of the what is it called, the products, and it doesn't make me want to use it. And I feel like I'm getting to a point where I'm like, I don't need these things, okay? I feel like a lot of products that gear to women also play a role in people's insecurity, especially non-existent insecurities, because TikTok filters have a tendency to do that, where they play onto people's insecurities and they'll be like, yeah, like this is a ugly on you, like you should do something about that. And obviously if you're not secure with yourself, you're gonna do stuff to make you feel like you have to do it to make yourself look better. And we've seen it time and time again, like with BBLs and stuff like that. And honestly, it's sad. I feel like it's sad because it's always people that I feel are very gorgeous looking, but they're always like going under the knife because they always feel like there's something wrong with them. And I don't feel like there's anything wrong with a lot of people, but it's just, maybe it's a comment that someone said when they were little or something. I remember when I used to want a freaking BBL when I was 17 years old, 15 years old. And I'm so glad that when I became an adult, I didn't do it. Granted, I still kind of iffy about the breast reduction. I still think about that from time to time again. I still want that low-key, but I also kind of don't, you know? But I don't want to wait until like I'm older and I'm like, the recovery process is hell, you know? But that's something that I do think about. I don't really like surgeries though. I don't like procedures. Like, I hate all of that. But yeah, it sucks because it's like annoying because I'm just seeing all these people doing all these preventative aging things, and it makes them look really, really scary. Like, especially if you've watched them and you've known them from before they look that way. It's just like, okay, when does it stop? I feel like a good example of that is probably the Claremont twins, or even like the Darcy twins. I didn't even mean for it to be twin related, but that is a good example of it, because Claremont twins literally looked normal, average people when they were on Bad Girls Club, and then I don't know what happened, but over the years they started looking like, I guess, the stereotypical bimbos, you want to call it, and they started not looking Haitian anymore. They started looking very much like white girls to me. Like, they don't look normal. When you saw them on Baddies, like, they looked like goofy and just really puffed up and stuff, and it's honestly kind of creepy to watch because I just get really uncomfortable with how they look. I'm just like, I know your Caribbean parents are not happy with that. Like, I know they aren't. When I think of like the times where I used to want to have like plastic surgery, I always think about how, like, well, I have features from both of my parents, and I feel like if I were to go under the knife, that means I'm calling them ugly in a way, because I don't like what they gave to me on me. Like, I don't like how it looks on me. But basically, I feel like in a way it's given to you for a reason, and I feel like it's kind of like a slap in the face when you're like, oh, I'm gonna go under the knife to look totally different than how I was before. And it's kind of rude, you know. It's kind of sad to think about, especially when it's like someone like Queen Naija. Like, she didn't look ugly before, she doesn't look ugly now, but her BBL always kind of trips me out. No, like, you should be careful about what you put on your body or put in your body. I get kind of weirded out when there's even food on TikTok Shop, because I'm just like, TikTok Shop kind of gives Temu to me. It's just, I don't know what the difference could be. I guess a US based Temu, but once they started selling food on there, I started getting like mega uncomfortable with that, because I just don't get it. I don't get the hype, and it's always constantly being promoted to me, but I haven't swiped my card for it. Like, it's not something I will ever do in the future. But I do find it kind of rude that when these people started talking about their stories about their using this product, there was like people that were making like little stitches and their own little reaction videos about it, saying like, oh, that is impossible, it can't do that. Like, it's a little sus and a little coincidental, but it honestly kind of gives manipulative in some of these videos, not all of the videos, but some of them, because it's kind of like a spit in the face, like they're kind of like laughing at them. I find it really rude. I don't know. There's so many other ways to address it other than making a very obnoxious video about it. But the good thing is that Bell palsy is not a permanent thing. The risk factor is diabetes, recent upper respiratory tract infection. The treatment is corticosteroids, eye drops, and eye patch. I don't know what an eye patch does, but the duration could be less than, is that the less than sign? I always mess it up. Less than 6 months. End it here. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next week with another video.